Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be looking at the top 10 cards from Full Metal Wall. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Just a day or two ago, we had a look at the top 10 cards from Night Unison. Depending on when that actually got uploaded, it changes my schedule. And so I thought, well, let's have a look at this as well. Now, these are going to be going into Unbroken Bonds along with Double Blaze, of which we have seen nothing yet. And a pack art, but nothing else. So, as I said in my Night Unison video, yeah, these cards are going to be in Unbroken Bonds, but there's 3 sets going into one. So I thought we should do top 10s of all the 3 sets in Japan. Some of these are not going to make the top 10 of Unbroken Bonds, but pretty much all of them really deserve to. So starting off then, in at number 10, we see KARTANA. KARTANA is a very nice card here. And what it does, for a single grass energy, 10 damage, but if you have exactly 4 prize cards remaining, you do 130 damage. 130 is great, because there's a whole bunch of Pokemon like the non-GX BUZZWOLE that will go down in a single hit here. And it's largely in your control, because you get to choose the KOs you take. I mean, look, if you're against, say, a BUZZWOLE PHEROMOSA and they don't put anything else down, yeah, you cannot go down to 4 prizes, only 3. Otherwise, this is pretty good. But don't sleep on the second attack here. Grass double colorless, flip a coin, put your opponent down to 10 HP remaining if you flip a heads. That could be kind of fun. In at number 9, Metal Core Barrier. Now, this is one of those that it's only good for metal decks. It's not good for anything else. But it reduces damage done to them by 70 damage. Yeah. And it does only last for a single turn, which is very sad. Falls off after a turn, but it reduces damage done to you by 70. And there's at least one other card we're going to look at on this list, which can bring it down even more. It's a one-turn thing, but it protects you so well, I've got to put it in at number 9. In at number 8, Devolution Spray Z. This is one of those cards that could end up seeing a huge amount of play or none, but I've got enough faith to pop it on the list. Choose one of your Pokemon in play and shuffle as many evolution cards from that Pokemon as you like into your deck. So it's pretty much like Devolution Spray, except Devolution Spray was just one evolution and it went into your hand. So for something like Lycanroc, you only want one evolution back, that's quite nice. Whereas something like Greninja, what you really want is to get the Frogadier back to evolve and get the Greninja back to evolve, because you get 2 damage counters to place when you drop Frogadier and 3 to place when you drop Greninja. So, okay, they get shuffled into your deck rather than going into your hand, but also the whole comparison to the Evolution Spray is a bit of a moot point, because we don't have Devolution Spray right now. And yeah, I know we've got Celebi Prism Star, but come on. That's an attack. It's not going to work. Well, it's going to work, it's just going to be too slow. In at number 7, Celesteela-GX. Now, this is a colorless Celesteela-GX, which is kind of cool. And it's got all the characteristics of a flying Pokemon. So it resists BUZZWOLE, which is pretty good, although it's weak to Pikachu and Zekrom, which is probably worse than a weakness to fighting would be right now. But hey-ho. One of the things we really like about Celesteela here is the ability. As long as this is your active Pokemon, prevent all damage and effects done by your opponent's GX attacks to any of your Pokemon in play. It basically says they can't use their GX attack. Now, if they're using something like Drampa to give them a new hand, fine. If they're using something like Decidueye to grab stuff out the discard, fine. But they ain't KOing you, and they're not doing something like Tapu Fini to get you off the field. No, ladies and gentlemen, you're basically turning it off. Then you can do 110 damage for free energy while moving one to your bench. Good if you're about to be KO'd. And for a single energy, colorless on a basic, the GX attacks puts all your prize cards into your hand, and then you put that many cards down as prizes from the top of your deck. And you know what? This could be really good. If you've got something prized, etc., this could be very, very nice indeed. In at number 6, we've got Beastbringer. Beastbringer is already seeing play over in Japan, and it's not been very long with this set at all. About, I think, 2 weekends. The thing is, this is a very awkward card, but when it works, it's phenomenal. It must be on an Ultra Beast. You must have exactly 6 prize cards remaining, and you must KO a Pokemon EX or GX. But then when you do, you get to take an extra prize. That's phenomenal. And it's only going to work sometimes, but when it does work, that's phenomenal. In at number 5, we've got Blastoise-GX. Now, Blastoise-GX combos really nicely with the Blastoise that we just got in Team Up that lets you look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach as many water energy as you find there to your Pokemon in any way that you like. Blastoise here has an ability that means it takes 30 less from attacks. It's got a GX attack I really don't like that lets you just attach as many water energy as you've got in your hand. But the old Blastoise did that as an ability. This is nowhere near as good. But the attack here says that for a minimum 2 water energy, you shuffle as many water energy from your Pokemon into your deck as you like, and then you do 60 damage for each energy you shuffled back. And of course, the more you shuffle back, the greater the proportion of water energy in your deck will be, and the more likely you are to hit these when you use Blastoise's ability. People are going to make a Blastoise deck with the pair of these, and maybe it's not going to end up being quite good enough, but I rather think it's got a fair amount of potential. In at number 4, we've got Lucario and MELMETAL Tag Team GX. Yes, just yesterday or the day before, I showed you a video of where this is already winning tournaments in Japan. I understand that. We have reached the part of the video where the cards are crazy good. The top 4 are a mile above the others. The best thing here is a GX attack that, for the rest of the game, reduces all damage done from attacks done to your metal Pokemon by 30, which is ridiculous. It's like a metal frying pan that cannot be field blown off. And you can also play a metal frying pan with it because it doesn't take up your slot to play at all. Now, we've got some decent attacks here. Double colorless energy, 50 damage, and you get to attach an energy from your deck. And then 4 energy, 150. So first turn, double colorless, hit for 50, attach an energy from the deck. And then the next turn you attach one from your hand and hit 150. The amount of damage you're doing is fairly low here, but with the reduction in damage you're taking, this will stay around a little bit. And even if you never want to actually attack with it, use a GX attack, play an ace roller to get it off the field, it's redonk. In at number 3, we've got Unmanned Power Station. I have so far shown you 2 winning deck lists from tournaments in Japan where Full Metal Wall is legal. In both cases, there was 1 copy of this stadium card. It says both players' Pokemon EX and GX in play have no ability. Great against Zoroark, great against Lycanroc, great against Tapu Lele. I could keep going, but I think you get the point here. It's really, really good. And in any deck that doesn't play EX and GX abilities, this is going to keep getting better. Speaking of getting better and abilities, in at number 2, Green Search. This was a 4 of in both the decks I've shown you so far. This is a phenomenal card with a catch. You see, you can only play it if you have no Pokemon in play with any abilities. That is not ideal. But when you do play it, you get to search your deck for any 2 trainer cards and put them into your hand. And that could be Rare Candy to get your Pokemon rolling. That could be Electro Power to do a bit of extra damage. Or that could be Beast Ring, where you search for 2 of them on the perfect turn. It is frankly ridiculous, and any deck that does not play abilities or even doesn't rely on abilities, you should probably expect to see this as a 3 or 4 of. It is a phenomenal card. It may well prove itself to be the number 1 card, but I'm going BUZZWOLE and PHEROMOSA. Although green is right there and I would not be upset. I would be upset if you put anything else number 1, but you could flip these 2 and I wouldn't be worried. You see, BUZZWOLE and PHEROMOSA went and won a tournament the first weekend it was legal, played with the Venusaur from Shining Legends to double its energy. And then it went and won a tournament the next weekend as an actual quad deck. 4 of these, no other Pokemon, 47 trainers. We haven't seen a Pokemon good enough to be played legitimately as a quad deck in quite some time. 1 Grass Energy, 30 to the active, 30 to the bench. 3 Grass Energy, 190, although 60 next turn. And then a GX attack, 1 Grass Energy, 50 damage. Take an extra prize if you take a KO with this. And then, of course, if you get 8 energy on, which is not going to happen all that often, maybe with Venusaur and Beastring, but that's about the only way to do it, you take 3 extra prizes if you take a KO with it. It's really, really good. Like, crazy over-the-top good. We've already seen it winning with Venusaur. We've already seen it winning as a quad deck. And it's been legal for 2 weeks. What's it going to do when we give it more time? This could be the best deck in the format. And I feel so mean putting Green Search at number 2. And I could regret it. But this is already proving to be a monster. And it's been out for 2 weeks. So ladies and gentlemen, that is my top 10 list, but I would very much like to know your top 10 list. So please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! But please do remember the most important thing as always, be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. Please do go check out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk Transformers, Keyforge, and any other game that takes my fancy. And do make sure that, as always, you look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.